we learned about it, how we manage people, and then we are learning about the four major sections in the people management, and the first one is acquiring and staffing. And then so far we learned about acquiring and staffing. Okay. So are you working on your homework? Okay, resume, that's necessary. And the resume is relevant with the acquiring and staffing. Okay, if you want to acquire some talent, definitely we need the information. And in order to get the best of the best talent, definitely we must have a job analysis. From the job analysis, we produce three key documents. What are those three? From the job analysis, we produce job description, job specification, and key performance index. Okay? So from those kind of analysis, okay, we can identify who we are looking for, okay, to acquire those talents. Okay, and then in order to put those acquired talent into the right position, we definitely need a job description, job specification, and key performance index in a more strategic way. Okay, strategy staffing, we learned about it. Okay, so that's what we have learned. That's what we have learned. So don't forget that. Okay, so far, so we got the best talent. We got the best talent. So then, how we can make him work? That's the next question. When we get the best talent, okay, I hire you. I get Mandy. Okay, Mandy, I got you because I believe you are the best talent. Okay, so then how I can make you work and how I can make you perform in the job? That's the question. That's the question. And then how we can make the people perform in the job at the first day. Okay? Karen, you got a job at the investment bank or at the consulting firm. Okay? At the first day. And do you have any idea about what kinds of job you need to perform?
Maybe some general ideas, but
specifically.
specifically.
No. Okay? That's the problem. Then, what you are looking for, what you need. What you need to perform, to do some job. To do some training. Some training. Okay? Whatever. Okay? Yeah, without the training, without guide, without counseling, without order, without direction. Okay, what can we do? Okay, so then, overall, in order to describe that necessary managerial activities to make the people work or perform in a job, we call that as training and development. Training and development. And fortunately, it never stops. From the first day of your job until the end of your job, you continually get training, education, and development by yourself. Okay? So then, here is a question. How to develop people? How to develop people? Okay, so then, from today, we will talk about how to develop people to make the people work. Okay? Without the training, nobody can perform. That's clear. However, let's think about this. We will learn about developing the employees and the process of the human resource development. And human resource development is a part of the human resource management. And the human resource management is a part of the management. How we can deal with people. Okay? Then, one of the core function of the managing people is how we can develop people. How we can develop people. Okay, good. And especially how we can develop employees in the workplace. Okay? And if you are a manager, maybe this will be the top priority to develop your people because If you do not train, and then nobody will can perform. Good. And however, if you are a newly hired employee, you need to develop yourself. You need to train yourself to perform. Absolutely, both are important. Okay, however, yeah, here is a very interesting conflict. Here is a very interesting case in the workplace in recent years. One day, CFO argues with the CEO. CFO asks this: what happens if we invest in developing our people and then they leave us? Okay? Training and development, educating people is not a cheap. It's not a cheap process. And then, in order to get the people, in order to train the people, we must invest a lot. Okay? Absolutely. So maybe you may remember this curve, human capital curve. Okay, human capital. Okay, you hire. Okay, so when we hire the new guy, and those guys will perform and make a contribution to our revenue or our bottom line? No. It's negative. After a lot of investing in people to train and to perform, to develop, okay, gradually that individual will perform. It takes around, it depends, however, it takes around 2 or 3 years. For 2 or 3 years, people investing in you. Okay? Negative. That means you do not make a contribution. However, the organization or the employer invested in you. That's negative. Okay? You are a cost, not revenue. Okay, so then that means we invest in you, we invest in people, we invest in people, we invest in education, we invest in the training, we invest in developing people. Good. However, what will happen? We invest. And suddenly, he left. She left. Oh, bye-bye. So, we totally lose our money. It happens a lot. Okay? So then, see, in the perspective of a financial manager, okay, CFO, absolutely, that's a cost. That's a cost. So then, he asked about what happens if we invest in developing our people, and however, she or he leave. So then, what is the reaction? Okay, and the natural reaction must be, because the employee, the investing in people is totally, priceless, and it is totally no reward. So then, we do better not investing in people. Okay, that's the CFO's thinking. That's the financial manager thinking. Because we are losing money, and we don't need to invest in people. That's the CFO's perspective. Okay? Good. However, what is the smart CEO's reaction? That's the smart CEO's reaction. What will happen if we don't invest in people, but they stay in our organization? What will happen? If we do not develop the people, if we do not invest in people, and if we do not train our people, and however, they don't leave, they stay within my organization, what will happen? Also negative what? In terms of what? In terms of money? No. Work performance is low. Okay, but however, if they can make money, okay, I'm okay. But however, something really bad things is happening. What you can expect? And why a smart CEO react like this? That's the question. Okay? Good. Okay, so then maybe, yeah, we'd be better to see a video to listen about it, the real case of this kind of things. Okay. Cities. Okay, work. Yeah, this is a discussion between the CEO and the HR manager.
You today?
Good morning, John. I am fine, thank you.
I reviewed your budget increase proposal for 2012 and would like to discuss the employee development program that you are suggesting.
As you know, John, I am very concerned about our turnover rates. Since I started here as a human resources manager, our numbers increased.
Yes, these numbers are really alarming. I know turnover in hospitality appears to be considerably higher than in other industries. Food service has been particularly affected.
In 2009, the turnover rate for hospitality industry was 31%. These rates exceed the rates of the banking industry by 13%.
How is your proposed employee development program going to help?
Well, as you know, I have done some extensive research, and here is why there is a need for such a program.
I am listening.
As we know, employee development programs have the potential to enhance an employee's commitment to the organization, which consequently reduces turnover rates.
Please tell me more.
There is evidence to suggest that employees value the development opportunities provided by their employers. Just to give you an example, the results of a Hilton Hotel study indicate that employees strongly valued career development opportunities and rated the organization's employee development efforts as the most important factor in continued employment.
Who can enroll in this program?
Everyone. Participation of the frontline employees who make the first connection with our customers should increase the morals, expand their knowledge and skill base, and prepare them for new responsibilities.
What are the benefits for all other employees?
Management development is also important for new managers because they need instruction how to perform new supervisory jobs. Without the instruction, they may feel frustration or inadequacy.
What about our experienced managers?
Lower and middle-level managers also need to be provided with development programs to prepare them for executive positions.
I see. How do we assure that this is effective?
By developing succession planning program.
Please clarify.
It is a process of defining future management requirements and identifying candidates who fit the requirements.
I understand.
The next step of the process is specifying the timing and the content of development activities.
What type of instructional methods are you recommending? I am not a big fan of classroom instruction.
Neither am I. We can establish Career Resource Center where instructional reading materials and workbooks will be available. In addition, we can use action learning method and develop special projects where trainees learn by doing.
You mean a task force?
Similar. While task force involves teams, special projects are designed for individuals where trainees are given assignments with specific objectives, target dates, and action plan. One of the individual projects could be studying and analyzing companies' finance sheets and developing improvement plan.
I see.
Developing and implementing highly effective employee development program will show company commitment and support of employees.
I agree. Employees are one of the most critical assets of any hospitality operation. They determine the quality of customer service. Investing in our employees contributes to I can see the importance of investing in our employees to assure organizational profitability.
So can I move forward with developing a program?
Yes. Let's meet next week to discuss details.
Great. I am excited about the implementation of the program, and I believe it will be well received by our employees.
Yeah, this is one of the typical discussion between the CEO and the HR manager. The 70 years. Okay, Roma, do you remember you watching what is that? The Unilever, the videos of the European company, the HR manager, HR executives. Do you remember? No, okay. So however, when we defined that video, okay, so the HR manager and the HR executives, the biggest job was how he could develop the next or future managers. Okay. Developing people is getting more important in people management because there is a reason. Okay, what will happen if we do not invest in people? What will happen if we do not develop the people and then they stay within our company? What will happen? This will happen. Your organization or your workplace will be totally filled with zombies. Okay? Zombies. Zombies. Maybe in Chinese that's a 장시. Okay. Yeah, what is the characteristics of the zombie and the 장시? Do they have a brain?
Yes.
Do they have a brain? Okay. And however, what are they doing? What is the biggest characteristics of the zombie or Dracula or vampire or 장시? They are not active, they are responsive, but however they are not active. Okay, anything else?
Without brain.
Huh?
Without brain.
No brain, absolutely. Anything else? What's the biggest characteristics of the zombie or the 장시? Huh? Duplicate, that means when zombie bite you, what will happen? Zombies. Okay. Zombies create more zombies. Okay? So then gradually the organization will be fulfilled and that's totally fooled by zombies. That is the worst case. But however, it happens. It happens. Okay? And according to the Gallup's study, and then here, when you see the video, engagement, employee engagement. And then the meaning of the engagement is, yeah, people really do their work. Okay. And then, can you guess how much percent of people really work? Those are really engaged in their work. How many percent of people would really engage in their work? In the workplace, can you guess, Grace? How many percent of people really engage in their work? 70%. 70% of people may engage in their work. They really work. Okay. Say that now. How many percent of people really engage in their work? 30%? 13? 13 or 30? 30. That's low. That means, according to you, okay, so the 7 out of the 10 is a zombie. Okay, and the 3 out of the 10 is a zombie. Okay, let's do something. Jenny, how many percent of people really engage in their work? Just guess.
Probably 40%.
40? 40%? Okay. 40%. That means that, okay, so 6 out of the 10 is a zombie. Okay, Serena, Why did you guess that more than 70% of people do not engage in their work, do not work? What are they doing in the workplace? They do nothing. They do not work. 7 out of the 10 of they are 10, and 70% of people do not their work. What are they doing then?
They always playing game. Or
talk with something,
Yeah.
okay, and then they pretend to work, but however they do not work, okay. And then can we say that they are zombies in the workplace? Zombie or 장신? Okay. Unfortunately, it is worse. According to the Gallup study, there is a variation, but however, overall, only 28% of people engage in their work. That's an average. Okay. However, in Asia, in Hong Kong, in China, in Japan, in Korea, the employee engagement level is around 18 to 22% in Asia. So that means 8 out of 10, 80%. 80% of people in Asian workplace, they are zombies. In Asia. Oh, that's true. If you are very suspicious, please go to the internet and please try to find out the Gallup employee engagement survey. Then you will find out all the relevant information about the employee engagement. And in Asia, that's around 20%. And in the most highest level of the engagement level, usually can be found in European area, but however they are around 28%, no more than 30%. That means, even though we expect everybody work in the workplace, but however, actually more than 70 or 80% of people do not work. And then we can understand that kinds of people who do not engage in their work as a zombie. And zombie are doing this, okay? And the zombies are this. And however, maybe the disengaged employees are here, okay? More than everywhere, 80% of disengaged people are here. And zombies are uncommunicative and grown up. No communication. And can you communicate with a zombie? Can you talk? No. Okay? Same. Highly disengaged employees, they do not listen. And they do not communicate. They do not respond. Okay? And then they just clock in, clock out. They come and they just go. Come and go. Okay? And they are hungry for brain. Absolutely, the disengaged people. Hungry for feedback, autonomy, and goals. They looking for some energy from their goals. Okay? In a physical decaying state, okay, absolutely the 장시 where the zombie is dying and they are now decaying. However, zombie employees make a lot of the unethical behavior. They create more zombies. Okay, I do not work. I'm a zombie. I'm a zombie. Then, what will I do? What will I do? Okay, I am zombie. Okay, I am zombie. Okay, so then, yeah, somebody is working very well. Jump! Okay, so then you are becoming a zombie because I infect you. I influence you. Hey, don't work. Yeah, you don't need to work hard because we just got very minimal salary. No, you don't need to work. Hey, our boss is totally sucks. And yeah, don't work. It happens because zombie create another zombie. Negativity is highly infectious. Zombies create more zombies. Really? Same in the workplace. Zombies create more zombies. And a risk to those around them, absolutely a risk to the organizational success. What will happen? I infect you, you infect somebody, you infect this. Okay, so what if we are full, we are totally fulfilled, and we are totally surrounded by zombies? Can you do work? Can you perform something? No. And however, 80% or the 70% of our work, 70 or the 80% of the people are zombies. That means you are totally surrounded by zombies. Even though you are not a zombie, okay, you are surrounded by zombies. Then, can you perform? Can you work?
But how can they pass interview?
Once they were not zombie. Once they came to the workplace, they were not zombies. But they are infected by their boss, infected by their colleagues, infected by their friends. They are becoming a zombie. Really? It happens. Okay, so this is the reason why CEOs say, what will happen if we do not invest in people, if we do not develop the people and they stay in our organization? Our organization, our business will be fooled by zombies. They drain our resources. And however, they do not make any profit. It happens. It happens. It's our real problem. Okay? One possible solution to avoid creating more zombies is we need to train. We need to invest in our people. That's the reason why in the video, the HR manager suggests employee development program. Okay, so here is, let's talk about it. Why people are becoming a zombie? When the people are becoming a zombie? Eunice, when people started to disengage from their work, when the people stop working.
When they feel like they don't go to grow. Or they feel like
Exactly. If there is no hope for growing, okay? If there is no positive something, and they usually do not get any appreciation or attention from people, and they do not get any recognition from people, they stop. So then, giving more attention, hey, I love you, what are you doing? And okay, and appreciation, thank you for your work, but maybe we better to make it better. And what if we can develop the people? Hey, if we can make it better, maybe we can make more something, and we can grow, and we can be the work best we want. If you do not get those kind of developmental feedback, or if you do not get those kind of support, if you do not get those kind of attention, if you do not get those kind of recognition, you will stop. You will stop working. Because that's meaningless. Why are you working? For money? Probably. But however, there are a lot of different things. Then you will be easily infected by your another zombies. You will give more attention to the zombies. Hey, don't worry, even though you will work hard, but you will not get anything. Your friends say. Then, that is true. I don't need to work. You are infected. And that kinds of things is happening when organization or when you start developing yourself. Really. Zombies. Okay? Even though you think, you don't believe, absolutely, I will not be a zombie. Okay. Yeah, that was true. However, that's really small. Not a big concept. Good. Okay. However, so when I interviewed, and I got a lot of complaints like, okay, I don't have enough money, and my head part is really sucks, and my leadership is totally stupid, and my people is totally okay, and there is a leadership problem, there is a organic culture problem, and there is a money problem, there is a lot of problems, but I know. And however, one day when I listened from my friends who was working at the Louvre in France, and he made a sign like this. Then I asked, what is happening? What is the most difficult thing for you as a global manager? And he simply shared a very simple tale. Have you ever heard about it? You can bring a horse to the water, but however, you cannot make the horse drink. What does that mean? What does that mean? You can bring a horse to the water. Water. Yeah. Okay. But however, how? Yeah. We cannot make a horse drink. How we can make him drink? And according to my friend, the general manager, he can exercise his power, he can exercise his leadership, and he can drive the people to work. Hey, we must complete that work. Go! But people do not work. That happens. That is the request for this. Many managers or the many supervisors demand more self-directed employee behavior. Hey, please work by yourself. Okay, absolutely. So, okay, that's a requirement. Okay, but however, the people do not work. I can drive them. You must complete their work. I can drive. But however, you must drink. You don't want to. Because that's your choice. Okay, how we can make the people work by themselves? Okay, fortunately, at that company, I have my junior. I have another friend not friend, my junior, my junior, and he was working for my friend's general manager, and I asked to my junior, hey, your manager, my friend's told, he drive you to work, but you do not work. Why you do not work? And the employee, and then my junior, replied to me like this. Hey, I want to kill my boss. Then I asked him, what is wrong? Then he elaborated his idea. He did his work. And then he did his work by himself. Okay? And then he bring that work to the boss. And the boss replied like this. What did you do, stupid? Don't do it in your way. Just shout and just follow my way. You stupid, you fool. Don't do this kind of things. Then my junior, again, this is what you wanted. And then he said, now you stupid, what are you doing? Go! Don't do that. So, according to employees, subordinate, they want more autonomy. They want to get more developmental feedback from their manager to address the frontline or the local demand. But however, the managers provide those kind of things. Managers want to let them have more autonomy and the self-leadership or the attention recognition. Yeah. Managers want to control. But they demand, why you do not work by yourself? So then, who are the source of the zombie? Manager, CEO, leaders, boss. They are the root source of the zombie. And many times, those managers and those CEOs, those business leaders, zombies create zombies. But they cannot say, I'm not a zombie, but you are. So, whatever, this is a situation all around the world. That was my finding. That conflict is universal in any workplace in the world. In China, absolutely. In Korea, absolutely. In Japan, absolutely. In the US, absolutely. In Germany, in France, everywhere. It's universal. Managers push the people to work by themselves. However, employees, they want to get more autonomy. They want to work by themselves, but they don't want to lose their control. How we can address this problem? How we can avoid creating more zombies? And I studied, and then I just tapped my final result of something. This is my finding. Okay? And I want to make the people more self-directed. I want to make the people work by themselves, self-directed behavior. Okay? Good. And however, you are surrounded by a certain work environment. This is work environment. In the same work environment, every individual behave the same way? No. It depends on the personal difference. Okay? There must be the personal difference. Okay? Even though, let's see. I'm your boss in here, okay? However, somebody work hard, somebody do not work, and somebody is your choice, personal differences. So simply, that is based on the organizational psychology of the Kurt Lewin. And there is a certain equation. Human behavior is a function of environment and the person. This is a behavior equation from the organic psychology. Human behavior is defined by a certain environment, situation, and according to the individual differences. Okay, however, I cannot change the environment easily. But maybe we can change the people. And a long story short, even though you are working in the same work environment, if you are more positive, do you remember the psychological capital? Psychological capital is more positive, okay? If you are more positive, you will work by yourself, no matter what. Okay? Even in a very harsh situation or the environment, a person who has a high level of positivity, like self-efficacy, self-confidence, and hope, and the resilience, and those kind of positive people work by themselves, no matter what. That was my finding. So then, in order to make the people work by themselves, in order to avoid creating the zombie employees, what the managers need to do? We need to make the people more positive. That's my suggestion. How we can make the people more positive? Just say nice, I love you. Positive? No. How we can make the people more positive? More developmental. Hey, if we can achieve that, maybe we can make more better. Hey, if you need something, maybe absolutely I will help you. Let's go together. And if we can achieve that kinds of things, we definitely share our interest. Absolutely. We can grow, we can learn together. Yeah, even though you fail something, okay, that's not a matter. Okay, let's go. It's natural. If you make a success, yeah, absolutely, that would be fantastic. developmental and positive feedback. So, that's my finding, that's my research. That's my finding from my research. Do you agree with that? Then, please think about how to make the people more positive. When you say, yeah, you moron, you fool, you stupid, shut up. Do you want to have those rules? Or, no matter what, that's fine. You can make a mistake, but however, let's make it. It's natural. You can learn from something. Okay, but however, maybe I think I do. You need to make a mistake again, and let's make it. You will follow this way. Let's move out. What kinds of boss do you want to work? That's your choice. Sure. That's my finding, that's my choice. Anyway, we come back to here. If we do not develop people, if we do not invest in people, we will have zombie employees who are totally disengaged from the work. Okay. Then, how we can invest in people? How we can train? How we can develop people? And one of the most common thing is, okay, maybe we just send our employees to develop the training program, classroom. Yeah, we just do you know that many of the companies are supporting the employees to go to the MBA program or going to the master's program or the regular workshops or something. Okay, they just believe that that's investing in people. Okay, good. However, how much that is efficient and how much that kinds of the training, participating in the regular training program is effective. According to our study, that's only 10%. How the people can be developed and how the people learn. From the online course, that's only 10% according to our study. Absolutely. So then maybe if you carefully watch the video, and the CEO said, personally, I don't like the classroom. Okay, why? Because that's not applicable. Because that's only 10% of the effectiveness in applying your knowledge to your work. So then we call that is a 10-20-70 rule. Okay? So in order to develop, in order to invest in people, we usually follow this way. 10% of regular training and 20% of the social learning and 70% work from your work. Work by doing, learn by doing. Learn from class, 10%. Learn from others, 20%. Learn by doing, 70%. Really? You are now college students, and then almost everything is come from your classroom. But actually, in the workplace, how you can learn from most valuable knowledge? Can you learn from classroom? Okay, for example, here is a challenge. So there is a Huawei engineer who is developing the world's best artificial intelligence software. Who can teach that? Classroom. The world's best professor can teach the Huawei artificial intelligence engineer? No. Who can teach those experts? Who can teach the lawyer? Who can teach the professor? Who can teach me? There is a professor of the professor and somebody can teach me? No, I'm the top. Who can teach me? CJ can teach me? No, he was a finance, I'm HR. Who can teach me? Who must teach me? Somebody can teach me at the classroom. Can I learn something? Huh? Oh yeah, absolutely. So then, that's the reason why learning from classroom is highly limited in the field. Absolutely, that's necessary. I know if there is any chance. Good. However, think about it, the input and output. Think about it. Okay, and then if I need something, usually I contact with someone. Hey, my professor, my another friend. Hey, I have a problem of the moderated mediating analysis by using the M plus or R studio. Oh, okay, so then I better to consult with my friend. Hi, Chad. I have a question. Can you please tell me how I can conduct a moderated mediation by using the R software? And then my friends, they help me. I learn from others. Absolutely, that's 20%. That's 20%, okay? And then usually I'm looking for the feedback, coaching, mentoring, performance appraisal, whatever, okay? I learn from others. However, if I want to perform something like a moderated mediating analysis or artificial intelligence analysis, something, what should I do? I learn by myself. I learn by doing. Learning by doing is more than 70%. Unfortunately, we cannot help people to train every single thing. Because your learning comes from yourself. When you want to work, learn by yourself. That's 70%. And learn from others, 20%. Overall, more than 90% of the knowledge, more than 90% of the skills, or more than 90% of the valuable source come from you. Come from yourself. You must take the responsibility of developing yourself. Then we can help you. 10% we can help you. But however, 90% you take the responsibility of developing yourself. We call this is 10, 20, 70 rule. 70, 20, 10 rule. This is not the fully researching supported something. However, this is our business norm in HR field. And if we want to invest in people, we usually follow this. 10% of the regular training and 20% of learning culture and the 70% of designing, allocating jobs. That's the reason why the managers spend a lot of time to design and let the people have a certain specific jobs, task. That's the manager's work. But managers don't work. Then they create zombies. So who create the zombie employees? Managers. Unfortunately, that is true. However, even though you are totally surrounded by zombie managers, do you want to become a zombie? No, you don't need to. Okay? You make your own choice. You can make your own choice. Develop yourself by yourself. 70%, design your job by yourself. Learn from others, please ask questions to your friends, to your network, to your acquaintances. It's okay. Really. Developing people is totally depends on your quality of your attitude. If you want to learn something, no one can stop you. If you do not want to learn something, no one can help you. Okay, so that's the practical guide of how to develop a people. Okay, and then maybe we can understand how we can develop the people. Okay, so first one is, okay, where is that? Okay. So then maybe we need better to understand that conceptual framework, how we can develop a people, and that there is a theory of the social learning theory or social cognitive theory. And that is come from the Bandura's research. And when the Bandura was a professor at the education department in the University of Iowa, and he was curious how people learn. And many, at that time, the people believed that, okay, if we teach, people can learn. But however, is it true? So then he observed, he conducted a lot of massive research with the kindergarten students, kindergarten boys and girls. And then he observed how the kindergarten boys and girls learn something valuable. Then he found out many boys and girls, by nature, they learned from their friend and from their teacher. Not from the teaching something, from their observation, observing carefully. What are you doing? Oh, my friend is now doing a bad thing, and I will do that. Replicate. Observe and replicate. We call that learning by observation. From people. That's the reason why he defined that as a social learning. People learn from others. Okay? So then, that was adding a few number of the more theoretical something. That is human behavior. Human behavior is a function of the environment and the person factor. Okay, good. And then mainly social cognitive theory or the social learning theory is talking about an environment. According to your situation, according to your observation, maybe you can follow something. Okay? And however, it depends on your personal choice. Okay? You always have a choice. You learn something or you do not learn something. You observe the same thing, but however, somebody follow, somebody do not follow. So then, this is a concept of the social learning theory or social cognitive theory. Simply, we learn from others. I learn from you. You learn from me. We learn from each other. Okay. Okay. Yeah, before going to the next step. Okay. Valentina? Okay, so we are talking a lot about the learning. Okay, what is the learning? What do you think? What is the learning? Okay, so learning. What is the learning? Okay, maybe so get to know new knowledge. Okay, good. Okay, Alison, what is learning? You are learning something now. Okay, so what are you doing from the college? You learn something. Okay, what the hell is the learning?
Makes sense.
Makes what?
Makes sense.
Makes sense? Can you please elaborate a little? Makes sense.
More deeper than love.
Okay, so deeper than. Okay, maybe makes sense or a bit understanding. Okay, whatever. Good. Maggie, what is the learning?
To help your children.
To
Help your children go in the future.
to help going to a future, to achieve goal, help achieving a goal. Okay, good. Where is Shane? What is learning? Oh, you are learning something from the college. What are you doing in here?
To give more information which will help you in the future.
Yeah, to know, so to get more information. Okay? Good? That's learning? Yeah, think about the learning. Think about the learning. in the college. Yeah, main purpose of coming to the college is we want to learn something. Okay, what the hell is the learning? And when you want, if you go to the internet and if you type what is the definition of the learning, there must be tons of thousands definitions. And however, Valentina, you are talking about the brain. You are talking about the brain. Okay, we call this is cognition. Okay, good. And Alison, you are talking about the brain? Maybe you are talking about what? Brain. Shane, you are talking about the brain function? Okay. Good. However, learning is a brain function. Learning is cognition learning. Many educational psychologists believe that, but however, as a business person, I disagree. Hey, what we are doing? CEO, chief, executive. What is the meaning of the execution? Doing. And doing is brain. Yeah. And so, we human beings can be understood as 3 domains. First one is cognitive domain, cognition, okay? And absolutely, there must be our emotion, and we call that affection. And many people believe that the learning is separated from our heart. Hey, no. Learning by heart. Can you catch that? What is the meaning of that? Learning by brain is one thing, learning by heart is another thing. So which one is deeper? Learning by heart is deeper. So then, have you ever learned by heart? You may have. Okay. So then absolutely we need to do something. We need to do, okay? We must do behavior, action, okay? What? Execution. Doing something, okay? And that's all body. And we call that is a psychomotor domain. Psychomotor domain. Knowing is one thing, making a mind is another thing, and then doing something is totally different. So then, what are you interested in people? Do you want to make the people know something, or do you want to just make the people feel something, or do you want to make a change their behavior? Personally, as a business guy, I am interested in changing the human behavior, human actions. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I am much more interested in this. So, according to my definition, actually that is not my definition, and according to Capellani and Marian, learning is doing something in new value. That's the definition of my learning. That's my definition. I accept. Okay? Learning is not just knowing. Learning is not just feeling. No, learning is doing something better. I believe. Then, that's my question. How we can make the people do people behavior? How we can make the people do? How I can